Hi all, hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Before I begin, thank you once again for all your continued support, your comments, your likes, your sharing is caring across the channel here, everything that you do to contribute towards the channel. Really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Just going to dive into Reef then. We're anticipating this sort of inverse head and shoulders, sort of hoping really, but through doing that, okay, and I'm going to hold my hands up, through being biased towards a bullish momentum, I actually missed a very bearish pattern, okay, and I'll hold my hands up because it was a fantastic short opportunity. And what I'll do, because this is the thing, okay, sometimes I do work on the 4-hourly for you guys, but you know, when you're trading, do jump in on the hourly time frame because you will see things a little bit better, okay. So when you jump in on the hourly time frame here, okay, you start to see more patterns play out. I know it looks congested, but you do sort of see a bit of a more shorter time frame patterns playing out, okay. When you zoom out, you can see where major support levels and resistance levels are, but on the hourly time frame here you will start to see more patterns, okay. So effectively, I was targeting inverse head and shoulders, but by doing that, I completely missed a pattern, right? It was staring me in my face, okay? And someone brought this to my attention in the YouTube comments there, and I really thank you very much for that, okay? Thank you very much. We're all learning in this space, and usually I'm really good at spotting these patterns, but in this instance, I had my blinkers on because I'm quite biased towards the fact that Reef is going to keep going up, and sometimes that, you know, you can't be be misguided by that. So effectively what we've got here is this head and shoulders pattern, okay, and it was there right in front of our face. So you've got the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder forming there, and you do actually have a target out of that, okay. So we'll measure that right now and see how accurate that was. So you know that's the head, okay. So you always go from the head down to the neckline, which is something like that, because that's your head, and you go down to the support line of this pattern, because again, it goes up, makes a high, makes a third high, which is effectively lower, so it's running out of steam. It's a bearish bias, okay. The buying pressure is running out of steam. The signals were there, breaking down. The bearish cross, you know, the bearish cross there, the repel coming together, almost forming the bullish cross on the 4-hourly. And in fact, you've got the slingshot, the repel there of the EMA is pushing you down further, and I completely ignored that because I'm an idiot. So next time I do it like that, please write in the comments quickly, Tom, what are you doing, you idiot? You've missed a pattern. And I'll go back and I'll look. But yeah, it's all a learning curve. So basically, you can see that short played out perfectly, okay, from that neckline down to resistance line, to support line, the neckline of the head and shoulders pattern there, okay. And then when it broke support, it broke down, okay, and it broke down yesterday morning after I made the video, so I missed that one like a nana. But anyway, these things happen. We can't always see the future, but the patterns, like I said to you, the patterns in play until invalidated away, and this was a beautiful opportunity to execute a short trade there, okay. And that short worked out roughly, because you always set your target, and with your TP you take profit. That was a 10% short trade there, you know, 10x leverage, that's 100%. You've doubled your money basically. So that was a fantastic short trade. Right, so what's happening right now then? So I'm sorry about that, and I hold my hands up that I missed that trade. That was a beautiful trade, and I will start zooming in a bit more on the hourly for you, okay. But at the moment we look like we've formed a little bit of a trade there, to be fair, because we've got this W double bottom thing going on here. Look at this on the hourly time frame, okay. So you've come down, you've made this low, okay, you come back up, tested that resistance, and you come back down and failed to make a lower low, so it's effectively running out of steam on the buying pressure. You're making a higher low effectively, and then you're going to pop up, and you do have a pop-up target as well, okay. And your pop-up target is roughly from there to the candle, which is roughly there, okay. And you can see that Reef broke the resistance there of this W double bottom, okay, as resistance. See the support there, broke up, and it's actually gone up, and it's met our target. See that? It's met our target. So that was, again, these are all little trades, and if you do zoom in on the hourly time frame, you will see these trades. And that was, again, another little executable trade there. Probably wouldn't have been much percent, but if you look at it, it was around 4%, a little trade there to take profit. So there are all these little trades that you can see on the hourly time frame. So anyway, getting back to Reef on the whole of it then, what's happening? So you can see we broke up on this W double bottom pattern there on the hourly time frame, which is good. You are above the EMAs on the hourly time frame, okay. You've got caught between a rock and a hard place at the moment, between the yellow line, which is the 20 EMA, okay, and you're hitting your head on the 55. You can see it went up, metal target and then come back down. It's breaking down, but what you're getting here is this squeezing. Okay, you're getting this squeezing at the moment. It's coming together. So what you don't need to see is a repel, basically, where it's just continuation trend, because you've got your bearish cross there on the hourly. Okay, you do need to start seeing that sort of pick up a bit and start forming that bullish cross on the hourly time frame, which would actually push us up on the 4 hourly. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in on the zoom out on the 4 hourly. So right here, you can see on the 4 hourly what we're doing. We are hitting ahead on the 20 there on the 4 hourly time frame. We're hitting ahead on this yellow line, which is the 20 EMA on the 4 hourly time frame. Is that another penis? I accidentally draw penises all day long on this channel. I do apologise. So effectively, get rid of that. So what you may be looking at here, that little trade's played out, but what you might be looking at here is a W double bottom on the 4 hourly, okay, coming into play, because okay, this acts as a support line right now, just like you've had that little intratrade on the hourly time frame there play out. You may start to form a W double bottom on the 4 hourly as well, which is very executable. So you come down, make a low, and you come up, you're hitting a level of resistance right there, and you start to break down, and you come back down, you make a higher low, just like you did on the hourly time frame there, and you start to push back up. You break this resistance as support. Okay, so you get through it back to support, and then you've got a target up there, and that target obviously is where are we? So it's from there down to the body of the candle there, and you can see if you was to get through that 037 back to support, that would bring you back up into that ascending triangle. So that could potentially be a great little trade for Reef, pushing us back up to that level there. So do target that level. Okay, if you do see it break that resistance there, come down and form, firstly it's got to come down. Okay, it has got to come down and sort of form a lower a higher low, something like this. You know, it comes down, breaks down, and then comes back up. Okay, and you're forming that high low like that. Do you see that? Because again, if you start to form a lower low, you're sort of doing this. Okay, where you're a low coming up, you're hitting something, a low coming up, you're hitting something, low, and you're sort of breaking down, which again, on the grand scheme of things, could be relatively bullish, because it could be some sort of falling wedge type pattern, but we won't know more until we delve deeper out and it sort of complete itself. Okay, so at the minute, you know, Reef is sort of consolidating. It's not really making too many strides to go up to that previous all-time high at the moment, so you might be caught in a bit of a downtrend, to be fair, and these little intra-trades, okay, on the hourly time frame and 4 hourly time frame might work out really well for you, because effectively what you could do, if you did see this where it broke down, okay, and then pump back up, you would still be making a lower high if it was to get rejected and roll over. So that's Reef. We do need to keep an eye on it. It's got a bit flat, it's got a bit boring, to be fair, and a lot of projects have. They have got a little bit boring, a little bit flat, but at least it's not breaking down to the degree where, you know, on the grand scheme of things, where you zoom out on the daily time frame here. So on the daily time frame, you are still making higher lows. Do you see that? If you start to making a lower low than this now, because you see how close that was to that low, okay? If you start making, you know, an extra 5-6% lower than that, then you start to match that low there, and then you've got like higher lower highs. You're falling out of this ascending triangle, because there is still hope for us to get back in that triangle. Okay, if we do fall out of that ascending triangle there, then you are starting to look at like just sideways action, where you start to go down, test this low here, come up, and you get caught in some kind of consolidation here until something happens for Reef. So that's effectively Reef. I'll always keep you updated. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hope you got some answers out of that. Do target those levels that I've dropped in there for you. You do need this lower support level in there as well, don't you? Keep an eye on that. So that's that particular level there. If you start falling lower than that, then you know you are falling under the daily EMA there. You can see, look at that wick down there on that daily EMA, wicked right down and got brought back up, and now you're above the daily EMA again. The last time you actually did that, if you look, was in this sort of correction there, where you went down, you wicked down to this lower level here, then you got brought back up, and you're supported by the 55 EMA there. Look at the march on. Okay, so hopefully, you know, Reef can pick up here and get something on the go like this, and we get some kind of reversal and pick up and march on. But at the moment, it does look from the grand scheme of things that you've gone up, made the high, you know, made the secondary high there, and you're starting to roll over and running out of steam a little bit, falling out of this grand bigger pattern there, rolling over and sort of consolidating and going sideways and sort of conform to this bottom here before you can get some more upside. Looking a bit flat, looking a bit boring, but hopefully, you know, within this sort of, if it was to roll over and start doing this, okay, then very, very tradable events in here, providing you don't lose this bottom. So I'll keep you updated. Do take care. I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye bye.